Have you ever thought about processing all your personal documents using AI and extract all the meaningful informations like abnormal spending patterns from a statement, critical expiry date from a license or a passport, things like that, and then convert them into an actionable reminders for us? But you also worried about sharing those personal documents to a cloud AI providers like Google, Gemini, Claude, and ChatGPT? If there is an easy way to do it locally on your computer with zero cost, are you willing to do it? Ollama is a simple yet powerful framework that lets you run LLMs locally on a single click. Think of it as your local free chat GPT, which is more secure, private, and very lightweight. So the first step is to install Ollama. So directly go to ollama.com and then go to the downloads for site page, downloads page, and then you can see three flavors of Ollama. So macOS, Linux, and Windows. I'm on Mac, so I just downloaded. So I will go ahead and drag and drop into the applications folder, and there you go. It's installed. So now I can see Ollama application. So I just open it and then click on open. I enter my password. There we go. So that's it. So now you can see on the top, the Ollama is running. And then if I go ahead and open Ollama, it opens a nice little UI window. So that is Ollama running. But one quick thing we can see here is it has all the model listed here, but none of the models are downloaded yet. Okay, so we need to still download a model to chat with the Ollama. So now what we are going to do is models. So which model we are going to install? There are a lot of models. So we can go Gemma. So as you see here, Gemma is the Google's open source model. You can see here 30 million downloads have been done. So the most current capable model which runs on a single GPU. So this one, so it has a 10 GPU, so it can easily run on my Mac without any problem. So it has different parameters. If you have not seen our basics fundamentals of Gen AI, just go ahead and see that video. I'll leave the link on the top here. So I would highly recommend you watch that video before you get into this. So now we are going to install one of these models. So let's choose the 4 billion model. So the 4 billion model is here. If I go here, so click on 4 billion model. So I can use it through command line also. So if I go back to my terminal, I can say Ollama list. So as you see here, there is no models listed here. So the previous versions of Ollama, it's always through command line. It is easy to install using a command line. So you can run this command using command line, right? So I can do that right now. So I can go here and then run it using command line, right? So if I run it, it is going to pull the model and install it. It's close to 3.3 GB. It's going to install the model on this machine and then use the Ollama runtime to kind of run the model, right? Currently, it is downloading the model. As you see here, this is 3.3 GB. These are all some of the things we talked about in our foundation video, like the number of parameters. What is a parameter? And then what is quantization? As you see here, this is a Q4, 4-bit quantized version of it. So this is a Q4 version of it, right? So those are all the things you can learn from our foundation, Gen AI foundation video, which I leave the link here. So now it's downloading. It's almost done. So it has so many models here. So it is 27 billion model, 12 billion model, 4 billion, all these things. It's maximum, the smallest model is 270 million model. And more importantly, we can see here, this is a vision model, meaning it can support vision based analysis of a document image or something like that. If you want to upload a document and analyze the image, it can potentially do that. That's what this vision model means. Okay, so now it has completed. Now, as you see here, so let me maximize this window. So the model is now completed. If I say hi, so it's going to respond back. So it is in a command line mode, so it is responding back. Okay, hey, how are you? How are you doing so far? All these things. Okay, but this is a command line mode. I can say bye, and then it will okay slash bye. Okay. So if I say slash by, it'll come out of this model runtime. And then now still the model is running. So we can go here and then say, this is Gemma 4. It's already selected. So if I say hi, it's going to respond right away because that model is installed already, right? This is the user interface, which they have recently introduced, okay, which is nice, a little user interface. So now let's attach a document and see how it is doing. Because it's since I said it is a vision model, so I have downloaded a sample document, invoice document. As you see here, this is a PDF with images and other stuff. So let's quickly chat with this document. Okay, so summarize this document. So it's going to take this PDF and then summarize it for us. So this is a sample invoice. This invoice number is this, date is this, January amount is total is 93. As you see here, the total amount of that invoice is 93.5 and web design price, tax, everything. Okay, so it clearly able to read the document and provide everything about it. Okay, so I can ask what is the total tax. So now I can do a conversation with that document. The tax is 850. All these things are happening local in my laptop. So this is totally private. You don't need to worry about anything sharing your own data and stuff like that. It is running, everything is running locally on my machine. So now we are ready to develop or write our code using the local model which we have installed. So let's open the VS Code and then create a new file called test.py. And then in this Ollama page, there is a small script. So to call the model, so we go to this Python script. So we're going to write a Python script. So we'll copy this thing and then go back to our VS Code, paste this, and then we'll see what are all the packages we need to install. We need to install Ollama. So that is the only package we need to run this program. And then we'll say hello. So now we will create a first virtual environment, Python 3. So that's going to create a virtual environment for testing this app, and then we will activate using a command source venv bin activate. As you see here, this is inside of the virtual machine. So now we will go ahead and install the Ollama package. So we'll use pip install Ollama. So this is going to install Ollama inside this virtual environment bin, inside this libs, and then the side packages, as you see here, the Ollama, everything is getting installed in this folder. So now we are ready to run our first program. So as you see here, it's a very, very simple program. I'll save this file. So I imported the Ollama chat model and then I gave the model name. So the model name is Gemma 3 and then the message is role, user, and the content is hello, right? And then we'll message and then get the content, okay? So with this, there is a problem. So here you see here the Gemma 3, but what model we installed on our. So if I go back here, so if I enter the Ollama list command, you'll see the model name installed is Gemma 3 colon 4 billion. So we need to put colon 4b. Okay, otherwise it will throw an error. Okay, so that is what it is. Okay, so we need to give the model name and then the message. Okay, so now we are going to run this code Python 3 test.py. Okay, so now it's going to say return the results using the local model, which it is running as you see here. Hello there. How are you? Is there anything else I can do for you? Right. So now we have installed a local model and we have written some coding. So now we can do a lot of automation using this. So for example, we can download all our personal documents inside a folder and then create a loop and then run with that model to extract all the documents elements, right? So that is what we are going to see next. Okay, so this is the real-time use case, how we use local models so that our data is private and secure within our local system. We are not using any cloud providers or anything like that. We are not sending our documents outside our system. So that's what we are going to see next. Okay, So now that we know how to run a code, simple code using Ollama APIs and connect to the Ollama local model, now let's try and do something which is really useful for our daily life, right? So I have all the documents. So here, this is all sample documents. So this is not real documents. So I have just dropped sample documents here, some driving lessons, invoices, and some passports and stuff like that. So all I need to do is assume this is your folder. So you can drop all your documents, irrespective of any format, into this folder and then convert it into images. That's very simple. One command, if you type it in Copilot, it can convert that into all the documents into an image. And that's what I have here. So I put some sample images here. And then I wrote a simple program. So all it does is, so it has like two functions. So the first function is it converts all the file into a base64 encoded string. That is what this function does. All the code is written by Copilot. Okay. So I just said Copilot, okay, look for all the files in this folder and then convert into a base64 encoded string. That is what this function is. And then here it will check if that folder exists. If it not exist, it will throw an error. If it is existing, then it will loop through that folder, the docs folder, and then one by one it reads the file. So it takes that file and then it goes to calls our file to base64 function, take that base64 string, and then it is going to call the same Ollama chat model. Everything remains same except one thing which I have added here, the images. Okay, so this is the only thing I'm passing extra as an attachment to the model, that image is base64 string. And then I'm saying the instruction is current date is this and check if the document is expired or not. That's the only instruction. And one more important thing I'm giving here is the structured output. I want to see a structured output. So I created an image description model here using Pydantic. So this model has two things, document type and expiry date. So it will identify what document it is, and then if there is an expiry date, it will put in this expiry date. So if we get this for all the documents, this is like, think of it like an agent running behind the screen every day on our documents, or like monthly ones on our documents, to check all the documents, whether it is all proper, looking good, anything is expiring, and set automatically some alerts and trigger some alerts and monitor our documents. We can do n number of things. For example, the one thing I did really is like all the statements. It connects to my bank account, it downloads all the statement, it looks at all the statements and find if there are any transactions which are like, monthly occurring, which I was not aware of or something like that, right? It looks for all the monthly subscriptions and then give an alert. Oh, okay, there is a monthly subscription going on. Are you aware of it, or is it something happening automatically after the trial is over, right? Something like that. Because I've subscribed for a lot of AI tools. Sometimes I forget to cancel that subscription. In order to avoid those things, this agent monitors all the payments and then alerts me. Oh, okay, so something is going on. So those kind of things. So because everything is running here locally, so we don't need to worry about anything. So literally, we can give any documents which has any PII data or anything like that. Absolutely no problem. That's the power of running things locally. So now I'm going to run this code. So now it is processing one by one all the documents in the folder, and then it will get the document type, what document it is, and then it will say, okay, does it have an expiry date or not? So let's see. Okay, there you go. The first document is a driver's license and it is expired. So it's saying, oh, this is the date it is expired. Okay. The second document is a passport and that is also expired on June 16th. Okay. So now with this, we can clearly, so we can open the document and see, okay, the driver's license. So driver's license, as you see here, this document is expired here on 10/29/2020. That's what it is catching up here. So similarly for all the documents. So now it is very, very simple for us to scan through all the documents. We don't need to keep tracking all these things. So one time you scan it, or monthly or quarterly, you can do all the scans and then manage all our internal documents with an agent. You can build a full-fledged agent. I just showed a simple example of what we could do with this, but we can write a full-blown agent using this local model to do all our personal stuffs using our personal documents and the statements and whatnot. That's the power of running LLMs locally, to use it in a private mode. Okay, so that's all about this video. I hope this is helpful for you. So you can go ahead and install and try Ollama on your local. Have a good day and goodbye.